Maybe you've experienced it before. You're driving home after a gathering. Nothing bad happened, no conflict,
what do you think?
no embarrassment, no awkward moment replaying in your head. And yet, something feels wrong. Your body feels strangely heavy. Your thoughts become slow. Even simple decisions suddenly feel exhausting. Someone sends a message. You see it. You don't answer. Not because you're upset, not because you're avoiding them. You simply can't tolerate one more interaction. You arrive home, close the door, sit in silence, and feel an almost physical sense of relief, as if your nervous system had been holding its breath for hours. People often call this being antisocial, but for many introverts, it feels less like a preference and more like recovery, like coming back online after a system shutdown. And the strange part is this: the exhaustion isn't emotional, it's physical. The hidden pattern. What surprises many people is how common this experience actually is. Thousands of introverts move through social situations appearing completely comfortable. They smile, they participate, they listen, they contribute. From the outside, nobody notices anything unusual, but internally, something else is happening. While others seem energized by constant interaction, the introvert is quietly processing every voice, every expression, every shift in mood, every subtle change in social dynamics. The misunderstanding begins because exhaustion is usually associated with effort, and socializing doesn't always look like effort, especially when someone appears calm. But some forms of work happen invisibly. The brain can become overloaded long before the person realizes it. By the time they notice, the battery is already empty. The origin. Most introverts learn something very early. Being around people requires attention, not necessarily because people are dangerous, but because people are unpredictable. A room full of individuals contains hundreds of tiny variables, different emotions, different expectations, different reactions, different possibilities. Some children naturally move toward that complexity. Others absorb it. They become observers. They learn to notice changes in tone. They sense tension before anyone speaks about it. They read the atmosphere, not because somebody taught them to, because that's how their minds organize the world. Over time, observation becomes automatic. The child grows up. The habit remains. What looks like quietness is often constant information gathering. A crowded room is not just a room, it's hundreds of signals arriving simultaneously. Most people focus on the conversation. The observer notices the conversation, the mood beneath it, the person withdrawing, the person dominating, the person pretending to enjoy themselves, and the subtle tension nobody mentions. The brain never fully stops scanning, and scanning consumes energy. The mechanism. This is where social overload begins. Not because introverts dislike people, and not because they lack social skills. The mechanism is much simpler. Input exceeds processing capacity. Imagine opening 50 tabs on a computer. Each tab alone is manageable, but eventually the machine slows. Not because one tab is the problem, because all of them remain active at once. The introverted brain often works similarly. Every interaction leaves traces. The conversation from 10 minutes ago, the facial expression from 30 minutes ago, the unresolved social detail from an hour ago. Nothing seems overwhelming individually. Together, they create cognitive traffic. Eventually, the system responds the way any overloaded system responds. It conserves energy. Thoughts become slower. Words become harder to find. Motivation disappears. The shutdown begins. Real-life recognition. Stage 1 of introvert burnout is subtle. You begin looking for exits, not physically, mentally. You check the time more often. You start calculating when leaving would be socially acceptable. The event hasn't become unpleasant. Your brain is already budgeting energy. Stage 2 feels different. Conversations become harder to enter. You still listen, you still nod, but initiating feels expensive. You stop speaking because you have nothing to say. You stop speaking because speaking requires processing one more layer of information. Stage 3 often arrives unnoticed. The body starts asking for silence. Music becomes irritating. Background noise feels sharper. Small interruptions feel disproportionately frustrating. You don't want stimulation. You want less stimulation. Everything begins feeling one volume level too loud. Then comes stage 4, the social hangover. You wake up the next morning feeling as though you slept poorly. Your body feels tired. Your concentration feels weaker. You may even feel mild nausea, headaches, or a strange emotional flatness. Nothing dramatic happened, yet your system behaves as though it spent the previous day running a marathon. Another recognizable moment happens during group conversations. Someone asks a question. You have an answer, a good answer. But before speaking, you process 5 possible interpretations, 3 potential reactions, and whether your contribution genuinely improves the discussion. By the time you've finished thinking, the conversation has already moved on. People assume you're quiet. They don't see the invisible processing occurring behind the silence. And then there's the message you don't answer immediately. Not because you dislike the person, not because you're ignoring them, because every message quietly reopens a social loop. Your brain knows that one reply may become 10. Sometimes the delay is not avoidance, it's conservation. The hidden cost. The cost of social overload is rarely loneliness. Many introverts genuinely enjoy people. The deeper cost is fragmentation. Energy becomes divided. Attention becomes scattered. Moments that could have become creative, curious, or deeply enjoyable get spent recovering from excess input. The world becomes something to recover from instead of something to experience. And slowly, without realizing it, a person may begin avoiding opportunities they would have actually enjoyed. Not because they don't want connection, because they're protecting capacity. The reframe. Perhaps the biggest misunderstanding about introversion is this. People assume introverts need less connection. Often, they simply need less noise around the connection. That's a very different thing. The issue is not human closeness. The issue is the volume of information attached to it. An introvert sitting quietly with one trusted person may feel completely energized. The same person in a crowded room may feel depleted. Not because one experience contains people and the other does not, because one allows depth. The other demands constant processing. Social exhaustion is often not a sign that you dislike people. It's a sign that your brain has been working harder than anyone could see. Awareness moment. If this sounds familiar, notice something small. Think about the last time you felt suddenly drained after being around others. What happened immediately afterward? Did you seek entertainment? Or did you seek reduction? Dimmer lights, less noise, a quieter room, a closed door. Many introverts aren't searching for isolation in those moments. They're searching for fewer signals. Their system is trying to return to equilibrium. Imagine that drive home again. The road is quiet. The crowd is gone. Streetlights pass across the windshield one at a time. For the first time all evening, nothing is asking for your attention. No conversation to follow. No expression to interpret. No energy to manage. Just the soft hum of the road and the silence slowly settling back into place. And maybe that silence was never emptiness. Maybe it was restoration. A space where the mind finally stops carrying everyone else's signals and returns to its own. And when your brain becomes overloaded enough times, it starts looking for easier ways to escape. That's where many people reach for their phones. Not for connection, for relief. But relief and recovery are not always the same thing. In the next video, we'll explore what happens when social exhaustion meets endless scrolling, and why the quick comfort of short-form content may be leaving your brain even more depleted than before. Until then, pay attention to what happens after the noise ends. Sometimes that's where you learn the most about yourself.